Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, I want you to picture a town. You know the kind where the welcome sign should probably read, "We remember everything you did in high school."
Oh, yeah.
We're heading to Cumberland, Rhode Island, the setting of Catch Her If You Can by Tessa Bailey. And we're unpacking a story that, on the surface, looks like your classic grumpy baseball player meets chaotic bad girl romance.
Right.
But let me tell you, once you open this book, you realize that is just the tip of the iceberg.
It really is. It's deceptive in the best way because, yes, you have the steam and you have the banter, but underneath all that, this is a profound case study on reputation.
A case study, that's a great way to put it.
It's about what happens when an entire community decides who you are before you've even had a chance to figure it out for yourself.
Exactly. We're talking about Eve Keller and Madden Donahue. And the tension between these two, it's not just sexual tension, though. Let's be real, there is plenty of that.
So much of that.
But it's the tension of two people who are convinced they are fundamentally broken, trying to fix each other.
That's the core of it, right? The mission for our dive today isn't just to recap a romance novel. We want to explore how shared trauma creates these invisible, unbreakable bonds. We want to look at the psychology behind the fake marriage trope. I mean, why do we love it so much? And specifically, how does social ostracization shape the way we accept or, reject love?
So let's set the stage with our bad girl, Eve Keller. Now, in most stories, the bad girl usually did something to earn the title. Maybe she burned down the gym or stole a car.
Right, there's an inciting incident.
But Eve, her crime is literally just existing.
It's guilt by association in its purest form. Her father owned Catfight, the local strip club, and in a town like Cumberland, that made Eve collateral damage.
Complete collateral damage.
The source material has these devastating little details about her childhood. It describes mothers at bus stops literally turning their backs on her.
Or pulling their own children away when she walked up. That part wrecked me.
It's awful.
Imagine being 10 years old, standing with your chaotic little backpack, and having adults, people who are supposed to be safe, treat you like you're contagious.
It's not just bullying, it's conditioning. When authority figures signal that a child is less than, the peers follow suit.
Of course.
Eve didn't just deal with mean girls. She dealt with a systemic rejection by the town's moral guardians. She's 22 now, but she's still carrying that 10-year-old girl who thinks she's social poison.
And her current reality isn't helping dislodge that idea at all. She is in the trenches.
Completely.
Her sister Ruth is in rehab, which leaves Eve raising her niece, Lark, and her nephew, Landon. She is drowning in debt, and she's trying to do the impossible.
Which is?
Take her father's sleazy club and rebrand it into a classy burlesque lounge called the Gilded Garden.
She's trying to gentrify her own trauma, essentially.
That's it. That's exactly it.
She wants to take the thing that made her an outcast and turn it into something beautiful, something acceptable. But the financial weight is crushing her. She's fighting a war on two fronts: public perception and bank account balances.
Enter the other half of this equation, Madden Donahue. Now, to the world, he is success personified.
Oh, yeah. The dream.
He's the starting catcher for the New York Yankees. He's got the fame, the money, the pinstripes.
But internally, he's arguably more broken than Eve. Madden is an Irish immigrant who came to Cumberland to live with his Aunt Fiona, but he didn't come for a vacation.
No.
He was escaping a nightmare. He fled an abusive home situation where his stepfather resented his very existence because Madden was the product of an affair.
So he grows up thinking he's poison.
Precisely. He calls himself poison multiple times in the text. He believes he ruins everything he touches.
Wow.
So you have Eve, who thinks she's a social liability, and Madden, who thinks he's a familial curse. They are perfect mirrors of each other's self-loathing.
And they've been in each other's orbit for years. This isn't a love at first sight stranger situation. This is deep history.
Oh, yeah. Decades.
I want to go back to the beginning 8 years ago.
Yeah.
The meet cute. Because it wasn't at a party or a game. It was in a kitchen.
It's such a grounded scene. Eve is 14. Madden is 16. She's in her best friend Skylar's kitchen eating Fritos.
Which is such a great, unglamorous detail.
It really is. And she sees him through the window.
And her internal monologue right there changes everything. She thinks, I saw him first.
That line is doing so much heavy lifting. I saw him first. It's possessive, but it's also... it's desperate.
Desperate, yes.
In a world where Eve isn't allowed to have anything nice, where she's always the outcast, she mentally stakes a claim on this golden boy. She spots him before the town can ruin him, before the other girls can claim him.
But Madden sees her too. And he doesn't see the stripper's daughter.
No, he sees the defiance. He describes her as having this golden presence, but he also recognizes the armor she's wearing. Real recognizes real. He knows what it looks like to survive a hostile environment, and he sees that survivor in her immediately.
So logically, this is where they hold hands and ride off into the sunset, right?
Of course not.
Wrong. Because we have an obstacle, a human obstacle named Skylar.
Skylar is the tragedy of good intentions. She's Eve's best friend, and she's the stepsister of Madden's best friend, Elton.
Go.
And Skylar has a massive, blinding, unrequited crush on Madden. And Eve does something that defines her character for the next decade.
She steps back.
Completely. She buries her feelings. She watches her best friend pine after the guy she saw first, and she says nothing.
It's the ultimate act of loyalty, but it's also an act of self-deprecation, isn't it?
Totally. Eve convinces herself that Skylar, the good girl, the respectable girl, deserves Madden more.
Right.
She takes herself out of the running because she believes the town's narrative. Good things don't belong to Eve Keller.
And Madden. He respects the boundary. He goes off to college, plays ball, hits the minor leagues. There's this 4-year gap where they are just ghosts to each other.
A total gap.
But even before he left, back in high school, there was this specific dynamic established, the protector. There's a scene in a hallway that I think is crucial to understanding Madden's psychology.
Oh, the locker scene. It's visceral.
It really is.
Eve is being cornered by these older guys. They're mocking her about her dad's club, making really vile comments, asking if she's going to work the pole, like the dancers.
It's sexual harassment, plain and simple.
It is.
And Madden doesn't just ask them to stop, he snaps.
He physically pins them against the lockers. He goes into this cold, violent rage. But we have to look at why.
Okay.
It's not just that he likes Eve. It's that in Ireland, he couldn't stop the abuse in his own home. He was helpless against his stepfather.
Right.
Now he's big, he's strong, and he sees an underdog being tormented. He projects all his past failure onto this moment. Saving Eve is how he tries to retroactively save himself.
Which establishes him as the only person Eve feels safe with. He's the only one who ever stood between her and the town's judgment.
Exactly. He becomes her sanctuary.
Okay, so let's fast forward to the present day. Madden's back, signed to the Yankees, big deal. But Eve is spiraling.
Spiraling hard.
The Gilded Garden is empty, the bills are piling up, and then life throws a curveball that feels very American.
The healthcare crisis.
Yes. Her nephew, Landon, gets diagnosed with asthma. And Eve goes to the pharmacy and realizes that without insurance, keeping this kid breathing is going to bankrupt her.
It's a very grounded catalyst. It's not a dragon attacking the village. It's the cost of inhalers. Eve is terrified.
She is.
She feels like she's failing her sister, failing the kids. She is desperate.
And Man sees this. He's back in town. He's finally realized that Eve only backed off years ago because of Skylar, and he decides to fix it. He proposes. But it's not a romantic proposal. It's a business deal.
The marriage of convenience. The classic.
The classic trope. He puts it on the table. I have excellent Yankees health insurance and financial stability. You have a need. Let's get married.
He just wants to take care of her. He wants to claim her publicly.
But Eve puts up walls.
Well, of course she does.
She agrees, but she has conditions. It has to be a secret.
And it can only last 6 months.
Exactly. This is heartbreaking if you really unpack it. She is refusing to let him claim her because she genuinely believes her reputation will destroy his career.
Oh, yeah. The Yankees are all about that clean-cut image. Eve thinks if the press finds out the Yankees catcher is married to the strip club girl from a small town,
He'll be ruined.
exactly, he'll be ruined.
So she thinks she's protecting him by keeping him at arm's length.
She's protecting him from her. That's how deep the shame goes.
But, and this is a huge but, there's a secret here. A secret so big, it changes the entire texture of their relationship.
Okay.
Madden thinks he's the one doing the saving.
Yeah.
He thinks he's the hero swooping in with a health insurance.
Yeah, the White Knight.
But he has no idea what Eve has already done for him.
This is the emotional nuclear bomb of the book.
It really is.
We find out that 7 years ago, Madden was diagnosed with polycystic kidney disease. It's genetic. His kidneys were failing. He needed a transplant to survive.
And he got one. An anonymous donor.
It was Eve.
It was Eve. I just want to sit with that for a second.
It's unbelievable.
She's a teenager. She fought her father to get permission. She went through major surgery. And she never told him.
She left a voicemail for her sister Ruth, we hear about this later, where she confesses. She says she did it because she loved him. She says, I saw him first.
There it is again.
There it is again. She gave him a literal part of herself so he could go off and be a star, fully expecting to never be with him.
That is aggressive altruism.
It's altruism, yes, but it's also tragic. It reinforces her belief that she is only valuable when she is sacrificing. She didn't feel worthy of his love, but she felt worthy of saving his life.
And Madden feels this, right? He doesn't know it's her, but he has this intensity about life.
He feels he is living on borrowed time. He knows a stranger saved him, and he feels a cosmic debt to make that life count. That's why he's so intense about Eve now.
He's done waiting.
He's done waiting. He has a second chance at life, and he wants to spend it with the woman he loves. The dramatic irony is that he's trying to pay back the universe, not realizing the universe is standing right in front of him, asking for a divorce in 6 months.
So they sign the papers, they're married, and this leads us into the complexity of their physical relationship. Because Eve has been shamed for her body and her sexuality her whole life. But with Madden, that dynamic flips.
We have to talk about the psychology of exhibitionism here. There's an inciting incident where Madden drives down from New York, 4 hours, mind you.
4 hours.
And walks into the club. It's closed. Eve is alone, and she's practicing a striptease on the tables.
And he watches.
He watches, and he realizes something that shifts his entire understanding of her. She isn't performing for a man. She isn't performing for money. She is enjoying the power of holding someone's attention.
Which leads to the window scene.
Oh, yes.
This happens after the wedding, at her apartment. It's raining, it's dark, and the curtains are wide open.
And Eve keeps looking at the window. She's nervous. She's checking to see if anyone is out there. A normal partner might say, oh, honey, let me close the drapes.
Right. Let's get some privacy.
Madden does the opposite.
He leans into it. He encourages it.
He realizes that for Eve, being watched has always been a source of shame. People stared at her to judge her. They stared at her to mock her. By engaging in exhibitionism with Madden, she is reclaiming the gaze. She is saying, I am deciding that I am being watched. I am deciding that it is sexual and powerful, not shameful.
She turns the weapon into a toy.
Exactly. And Madden becomes the catcher, pun intended.
I was going to say.
He becomes the safety net that allows her to explore that power without danger. He doesn't judge her. He facilitates her freedom. That is profoundly healing for her.
It's wild how well they fit together. While they are figuring this out, we can't ignore the squad of misfits helping save the club.
Oh, the found family aspect is so good.
Yeah, because Eve is not doing this alone anymore. We have to talk about Veda.
Veda is the chaotic, good energy every story needs. She's this rockabilly musician who basically bullies her way into being Eve's nanny and business partner.
She has the vision for the jam jar, right?
Yes. She sees this empty, overgrown acre behind the club and says, this isn't a waste. This is an outdoor music venue.
And Eve is too stressed to see the potential.
But Veda sees it. She starts a GoFundMe and raises $30,000 practically overnight.
Which proves to Eve that she doesn't have to carry the world by herself, which is a huge lesson for her.
And we can't skip the dynamic between Veda and Elton Madden's best friend.
Oh, them.
You have Veda, who is pure chaos and art, and Elton, who is this buttoned-up guy craving stability. Their friction is hilarious, but it also mirrors the main couple.
It really does. It's about finding balance with your opposite.
Yep.
And then there is Rhonda. Full bush Rhonda.
A legend. An absolute icon.
She shows up to her audition for the burlesque show. She's over 50. She's not the typical dancer body type. And Eve is hesitant.
She is. But Rhonda gets on stage and she owns it. And later, she packs the house because her grandkids do a social media campaign for her.
I love that detail.
Rhonda is the narrative vehicle for body acceptance. She teaches Eve and the reader that burlesque isn't about being young and perfect. It's about gratitude for the body you have. It's about self-love.
And Eve needs to see that to learn how to love herself.
Desperately.
So the club is turning a corner. The money is coming in. But we still have this fake marriage.
Looming over everything.
They get married at a courthouse right next to a Krispy Kreme.
Very romantic.
Very glamorous. But then the kiss happens. The you may kiss the bride moment.
And that's when the mask slips. Madden doesn't give her a polite peck.
No, he does not.
He kisses her possessively. He kisses her in front of Elton and Veda. In that moment, the contract goes out the window. It's a claim.
And he gives her a wedding gift. It's not jewelry. It's a framed sketch.
A sketch of a photo he took of her. He tells her that he sees the real, her guarded, but soft, tough, but sweet.
It's a callback to I saw him first. He's telling her, I see you too. And I don't see a bad girl. I see my wife.
And it just melts you.
It really does. This relationship changes him too. We focus a lot on Eve, but Madden undergoes a transformation.
He really does.
He's always been the quiet protector, the guy who keeps his head down. But there's a moment in the locker room where that ends.
The pitcher, Ruiz, he blames Madden for a loss, really gets in his face. In the past, Madden might have swallowed that.
Right. He's used to taking abuse.
But because he's been loving Eve, because he's been fighting for her, he realizes he has a voice.
He punches him.
He punches him. And while we don't condone workplace violence,
No.
metaphorically, it's Madden punching his stepfather. It's Madden punching the silence he's lived in for 20 years. He stops apologizing for taking up space.
But despite all this progress, despite the chemistry and the club's success, there is a ticking clock. Section 7 in our notes here. The deadline.
6 months. Eve is holding on to that divorce date like a life raft.
Why? I mean, everything is going so well.
Yeah. Because she is waiting for the other shoe to drop. She's convinced that once the honeymoon hormones fade, Madden will wake up and realize he's married to the town pariah.
Jesus. She's so sure of it.
She thinks the shame of her reputation will eventually curdle his love into resentment.
So she wants to leave before he can leave her.
Precisely. It's a preemptive strike against her own heart. She thinks she's saving him from a bad life, but really she's terrified of being vulnerable enough to believe she is lovable.
And Madden has 6 months to prove her wrong.
Yeah.
But the secrecy is the conflict. He hates hiding her.
He wants to shout it from the rooftops. He wants to wear the ring. But she forces him to hide it. That friction between his pride in her and her shame in herself is what they have to overcome to get to the happy ever after.
It's such a layered story. You go in for the baseball romance and you come out thinking about trauma responses.
It forces you to look at the walls we build. Both Madden and Eve built fortresses to survive their childhoods. The problem is, fortresses keep enemies out, but they also keep love out. They have to dismantle them brick by brick.
Which brings us to the end of our dive. We've gone from childhood friends eating Fritos to secret spouses navigating the Yankees and burlesque clubs.
And the key takeaway, worthiness. It's about realizing that you don't have to earn love by sacrificing a kidney or hiding your past.
Right.
You are worthy just because you exist.
I want to leave our listeners with a thought. It's something I've been chewing on since I finished the book.
Okay.
In your own relationships, are you protecting your partner by hiding parts of yourself, like Eve hid her donation or her fears? Or are you actually just protecting yourself from the fear of being fully known?
That's the scary question. Eve thought she was being a martyr, but she was actually being a coward. She was hiding from the terrifying possibility that she was lovable exactly as she was.
And that is a terrifying, beautiful thing to realize.
It is.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into Catcher If You Can. It's a wild ride, and we highly recommend you check out the source material for all the spicy details we couldn't cover. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.